You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and as some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you another Let's Play episode of Psychic Connections, Aiden's Path. So, I also wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be adding Fueled by Insanity back into rotation because there is a rejection route that was added for if you turn Ted's advances down, and I'm going to be covering that in a upcoming video. So anyway guys, sit back and enjoy the video, and let's jump right into it, shall we? Alright. Lately, I found myself waking up with the strangest feeling. It used to be that I'd be waking up with very PTSD-esque dreams about what happened to me a couple months ago. Now, I just find myself having vague dreams that seem to slip away from my memory the moment my eyes open. I suppose that's better than reliving one of the worst moments of your life over and over. Quinn snoring also serves as another reminder of my current dreamlike reality. I still find myself occasionally questioning if all of this psychic business can even be real. It was all science fiction a few weeks ago. Everyone seems so sure that I'm just like them, but I haven't seen the future, I haven't started moving things with my mind, and I haven't started probing people's brains. I've seen some of the things they can do. Despite that, I still find myself overwhelmed by these doubts. I'm not sure I doubt their abilities, yet at the same time, I can't help but doubt their beliefs that I'm just like them. Would any of them even be talking to me if they thought I was normal? Would I have been talking to any of them if they hadn't dragged me into all this? My thoughts are interrupted by a vibration pulsing through the back of my skull. My phone must have gotten nudged under my pillow. Huh. I guess Zoe's been texting me for a few minutes now. I suppose that explains how I even woke up before my alarm. By the way, did Aiden text you any links for this book on camping etiquette? Let's see. Okay. Just letting you know Elliot and Jude and I are both meeting you at the cafe. I'm riding up with Aiden, so I'll see you there. Be sure to let me know if anything goes wrong. By the way, did Aiden text you any links for this book on camping etiquette? Morning. And, no, he hasn't. Morning. And gotcha. Gonna assume he is being a dork then, lol. Anyway, gotta go meet with him, so talk to you later. When Zoe told me about the others, I'd half expected I'd discover some sort of secret society. Like, she'd take me to some alley, knock on the wall, and the floor would open up to some sort of psychic temple. That's probably a bit too much of a fairy tale for reality anyway. For example, if superheroes were real, why would they all be vigilantes fighting for justice? I should probably wake Quinn up. Wake him up suddenly. Ah! I'll wake him up gently. Creeping off my bunk slowly, I slide up next to the sleeping bunny. I can't help but admire his unique sleeping position. His lower body is twisted completely in the opposite direction from his torso. His left arm is splayed across the bed while the right is twisted around his backside. How could anyone sleep like this? It's like a scene from a horror movie. The only thing not wrong is the peaceful look on his face. The only thing wrong there being his black eye. 1 second, guys. His eyelid is still very discolored, but it no longer looks as swollen as it did previously. Zoe's prescribed black eye treatment must be working. As much as I want to let him keep sleeping, as well as fear the unique bending of his anatomy, we really need to get ready for class. My hand brushes his arm as I place it atop his shoulder before shaking the slumbering rabbit ever so slightly. Quinn, wake up. We need to get to class. 5 more minutes, babe. Did he just call me babe? We don't have time for him to sleep for 5 more minutes. No can do, babe. We've got a class to get to. What? Quinn begins wriggling under his covers and stretches his arm outward. His mouth gapes as a large yawn escapes his muzzle. Man, I was having such a good nap, too. Well, you can catch a nap when we're headed to the campsite later. We've got to go get to class. Oh, well, no worries then. I wasn't planning on going to class, especially with the black eye. Are you sure skipping is a good idea? It was just an intro and they handed out the syllabus last time, but we're guaranteed to get some kind of work this time. Well, I've got you. Couldn't you just take some notes for me and bring them back? Let's say it right here. Quinn, come with me. No, it's not okay for Quinn to be missing classes, and if I have to put in the effort to oh, hold up. Let me let him, because maybe then I can go catch, Aiden. Even though I know this isn't necessarily okay, it doesn't feel like my place to try and make Quinn go to class. Fine. I don't agree with this, but I'm not going to force you. Thank you. I'll be packing my bag for the trip later. Do you want me to pack yours for you? No thanks. I should have plenty of time to do it after class. Grabbing my bag, I look back at Quinn, who's rummaging around with some of his things. What I'm doing feels like some kind of mistake, but after everything that's happened, he might just need more space to himself. With heavy thoughts at the front of my mind, I head out to a class that I suspect will not be improving my current mood. Walking through campus alone, I find myself contemplating this camping trip. Outside of looking at stars, I'm not really sure what to expect. Zoe's hatched this scheme to trick Jude and Aiden into being alone together to talk things out. Quinn hasn't told everyone about his abusive roommate. Elliot doesn't have any drama going on that I'm aware of, but considering the rest of the group, maybe that's cause for alarm too. Meanwhile, I'm a supposed psychic with no idea how to be psychic, and somehow this trip is supposed to help. I drag my feet the rest of the way to class, with thoughts continuing to occupy my mind. The class passed by uneventfully. My mind occasionally thought of Quinn back in my room, but I pushed myself to focus on the lecture. The instructor ended the class by assigning us to write a short argumentative essay on a major social or political issue that is important to us. It sucks that the essay is due at the beginning of class at the beginning of next week, so I'm going to need to do a little bit of research while I'm camping in Cram Sunday night. Speaking of camping, I should head back to the room and drop off my stuff. Walking back into the room, I notice Quinn has already gotten his bag packed and is laying back in his bunk, texting. Hey, I'm back. Hey, back, I'm dead. How'd it go? Well, other than writing an essay this weekend, not the worst class I've sat through. An essay? Ugh. Anything else? I hand Quinn the rubric for the assignment and start packing my things for this camping trip. In a matter of minutes, I've got a small bag together with all the essentials. Hey, did you pack a pair of swimming trunks? No. Why? Zoe said there's a small pond or lake or something. Right, but it's September. It's not really that warm. I'm just saying, could be worthwhile to have. I'm bringing mine anyway. Looking at my bag, I guess I could make space, although I'm not really expecting to make use of them or a towel this weekend. Who knows? Maybe it'll be hot this weekend. I haven't exactly looked at the weather. It's been warmer today. While stowing my trunks and towel into my bag, Quentin taps me on the shoulder and shows me a text on his phone confirming Jude's on his way to Elliot's. With nothing keeping us here, we begin our trek to meet the two at the cafe. The buzzing in my phone makes me pause while walking for a moment, and Quinn pulls out his phone as well. Hey guys! Okay, so while we do this camping thing, we gotta make sure we get Aiden and Jude on the same page before we leave. I still don't know about forcing them together. They fought for too long. It must end. Elliot, Caps. Damn. I swear my fat thumbs are too big for this phone. I don't know if it's a good idea, but if we can get them to get along, then I say it's worth it. That's the spirit. In the meantime, don't let Jude know about Aiden until you get there. Otherwise, he might try to turn the car around or something. Me and Aiden are almost at the site, so I'm turning my phone off to save battery. Bye, Zoe. See you soon.
You two better hurry your little butts over here. Me and Jude are just waiting on you two.
Quinn and I nod at one another before hurrying our little butts to the cafe.
It's about time you two showed up.
Sorry, I still had things to pack after class. We're here now, though. That's what matters.
True. Shall we? What the fuck happened to your eye?
Jude lunges forward and grabs Quinn by the shoulders, staring straight into the bunny's nervous eyes. Quinn looks at Jude nervously for a moment, before adopting his trademark smile while pointing at his bruised eye with exaggerated movements. What, this? It's stupid. I tripped into a doorknob. Jude looks at Quinn in disbelief, then turns to me as if to read my own expression before returning his attention back on Quinn. I know it's stupid. I tripped and broke my phone, as well as my noggin.
Does it hurt?
Only when I forget about it and rub my eye. I got some cream for from Zoe to help.
There's no way Jude. There's no way Jude's going to believe this.
Sure, Quinn might be a bit of on the klutzy side. He did drop his phone after and shatter it, but tripping into a doorknob seems far-fetched.
Is that why I haven't seen you in a couple days? Because you busted your socket on a door?
Totally. Plus, the End of Swords released an update, and you know how often I got lost playing that one. I'll save it right here. All the boys are chatting away.
Right. At least it's not because...
Jude looks off to the side, scratching the back of his head. Did he think Quinn would stop talking to him over his fight with Aiden?
Whatever. So, we're just waiting on Zoe now, right? Actually, Zoe's already there waiting for us, so unless there are objections, we should get going now.
Sounds great. Where's our ride?
I'm parked just over there.
Elliot points at a gray compact pickup truck parked across the street. It looks fairly clean, perhaps freshly washed. However, I can tell it's seen some rougher roads from the dents on the lower sections of the vehicle. I hope that isn't indicative of how Elliot drives, and it was like this when he bought it.
So, Mason, you sitting up front with me or in the back with Jude?
Well, why are you asking me?
And why am I automatically in the back?
Well, Jude, you're in the back because you need more leg space, so you can only really sit behind Quinn or Mason. I don't really have a preference so long as we get going soon. I guess they're leaving the decision up to me. Sit in the front. I'll sit in the passenger seat. Better view from the front anyway, right?
I couldn't agree more.
I guess that means it's you and me in the back, Jude. We all get into Elliot's truck and begin our road trip to go meet with Aiden and Zoe. The first 30 minutes of the ride to the camping site proves to be very uneventful. Everyone makes idle chit-chat while I don't say much, instead opting to do research on my phone for my paper. I was at least able to settle on a topic that made sense to me. Medical care, let's do that. I might not have considered writing a paper on our current medical system if I hadn't witnessed it firsthand.
You know, Mason, you're being awfully quiet.
Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to save some links for some articles of a paper I'm working on. Geez, you're already working on that?
What paper?
Our instructor gave us this bogus essay to work on over the weekend on a major political or social issue. I figured I'd write mine on the current state of the medical care system. Really? What led you to want to write a paper on that? It sounds so boring. This might be a good time, actually. They probably won't ask a ton of details, and I should try being more open about this. I was in a bit of a car accident a while back, so it gave me some pretty good insights into hospital care. Shit, really? That sucks. Was it like a highway accident? No, nothing that dramatic. Just fell asleep at the wheel, I think. You think?
Quinn, give him a minute to explain. You're practically breathing down his neck.
Quinn stops talking and looks at me with big eyes as if begging me to finish the story. Well, I don't remember the accident too well. That just sort of happened, and then I woke up in the hospital. Wow, that's pretty spooky. Just think, Elliot, you keep driving like a crazy person, and you might just blink and find yourself in a hospital bed.
Ha ha ha! Very funny. Exhaustive driving is as big of an issue as drunk driving, of which I do neither. Right. You just drive 20 over the speed limit and conveniently get into fender benders. That asshole only brake checked me to replace his suspension. I've had a squeaky clean record otherwise.
Jude and Quinn snicker while Elliot grumbles to himself. I didn't really go into detail how long I'd been in the hospital, but it's probably better for another time. Eventually, the car ride settles into an awkward silence, which provides me with another opportunity to continue research for my paper. Grabbing hold of my phone once more, I'm shocked by a sudden vibration. I'd say I'm surprised to see a notification from Zoe, but it's not as if many people text me outside of the individuals in this car. Hey, what's your ETA? 10 minutes maybe? Thought you were keeping your phone off. I was, but Aiden keeps getting antsy. Too much dirt, so he keeps wigging out. Lol. Well, we're almost there. How's Jude? I think he's good? Yeah, he's in a good mood. How'd he react to your roommate hitting your eye? Zoe, Elliot's in this chat too. Oh, don't worry, I already told him. Would have been too complicated to balance that secret and Operation Friendship.
I think Quinn wanted a heads up.
Well, heads up, I am going to turn my phone off again. One of us has to save our battery in case of emergency. As much as I hate to admit it, she makes a good point. I should probably cram all my work into Sunday and save my battery. I've already settled on a topic, so it should be pretty easy to get something together. Quinn said we're about 10 minutes out. How should I pass the time? Text Aiden.
Hell yeah, text the man.
There we go. Instead of powering down my phone, I think I'll see if Aiden left his phone on and was available to chat. If Zoe was telling the truth and he was going crazy, maybe he'd welcome the distraction. Hey, Aiden! Thought I'd see how things are going. Sorry guys, a little congested today. He isn't responding. Maybe his phone is off. Zoe's saving battery and Aiden is very practical. It would make sense if his phone was off too. Sorry for the late response. Jericho and I were sitting up at 10. You brought your bodyguard camping? Normally I wouldn't, but he was rather insistent that he be nearby given the environment. He won't be around very much. I've made it very clear that he should be on the sidelines. The last thing I want is to make Quinn or Elliot uncomfortable. Right. Well, I guess that shouldn't be a problem, although Jude's already going to have a problem with Aiden being there. Not sure how he's going to feel about being watched by a bodyguard. To be honest, I figured you'd have your phone off like Zoe. No need. I have spare portable chargers. I can't exactly afford to turn off my phone for an extended period. I guess business keeps moving on to the weekends too. Indeed, I'll be taking a short business call shortly. Zoe says you all will be here within a few minutes, so I should start that call soon. It would be quite the inconvenience if I waited any longer. I'll leave you to it then. See you when you arrive. Looking out the window briefly, I notice we're gradually headed into a more heavily wooded region. Still looking to pass more time, I just say the first thing that pops into my head. So, Elliot, who's running the cafe while you're out? One of my baristas. I'm choosing to believe that nothing will go wrong this weekend. I'll be calling and checking in with him every hour or so it should be fine. Yeah, until Jamie trips into something and pours hot coffee on somebody again. Well, hopefully that won't happen this time. Elliot grips the wheel tightly. Clearly he isn't convinced by the words coming out of his own mouth. Maybe I shouldn't have come. What? No! Jude's just being a butt. This wouldn't have been the same without you, Elliot. It wouldn't have felt right unless all 6 of us were there, Mason included.
6 of us? It was at that moment that Quinn must have known. He just made a terrible mistake. Motherfucking! He's going to be there, isn't he? Tell me!
Look, okay, yes, but we just want the 2 of you to patch things up. Clearly you guys aren't going to patch things up yourselves, so...
So you all decided to lie to me instead, tricking me into meeting with that mutt. We're worried about the both of you.
Jude turns his attention towards me, staring daggers into my very soul.
What about you? Did you know about this?
Yes, I didn't think it was the best idea, but I guess that doesn't matter.
Even the new guy. Jeez.
The car goes quiet once more. Elliot turns down a dirt road, and I can see we must be fairly close to the camping site.
Stop the car. Jude, I don't think that... I said stop the car.
Elliot pulls the car to a stop, and Jude lets himself out, slamming the door behind him.
Where are you going?
On a walk. I need to fucking think. Should one of us go after him? Yeah, I'm on it. Quinn exits the car, leaving me alone with Elliot. Maybe I should go too. Then again, he looks pretty mad. It might be better to meet up with Zoe first. I'll, head to camp with Elliot. I guess we go without them?
It looks that way. Hopefully Quinn at least stays in touch. We don't need them getting lost in the woods.
Continuing in the car with Elliot, we arrive at our destination not 3 minutes later. Judging by our relative speed, I'd guess Jude and Quinn got out about a mile away from the campsite. I move to unbuckle my seatbelt, but find that it's already been unfastened, and my side door has already been opened.
After you.
Did you do all that just now?
Normally I try to run around to the other side, but I've been told being flashy about being a gentleman can be a bit of a turnoff.
He says this as if using his brain powers is less flashy.
Thank you.
Hopping out of the truck, I run around the back and help Elliot unload our bags. Should we leave their things here, or carry them up with us?
I say we carry it. They'll be back, and I bet they'd appreciate it.
I can't think of any valid arguments, so I simply shrug and grab Quinn's bag.
Hey, don't drop it.
Sorry, just a bit heavier than I expected. Ah, damn it, Alarm 10. Oh, okay, guys, that has been a new episode of Psychic Connections, Aiden's Path. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!